Hello teacher, my name is Andres Castells Perez and I'm gonna talk about a little bit commercials involving video games. Okay, so a little bit of context first. At the beginning of the 90s, there was a lot of media war between Nintendo and Sega, both companies related to the production of video games and video game consoles. The idea was very simple. Sega had a lot of hate speech or maybe negative comments about Nintendo and vice versa. So the commercials that I watch about Sega were from 92 and 93. The first one, it's like a thunderbolt of content that involves a lot of clips of different video games for the console, and they are promoting the new Sega CD add-on. It was like a complement for the normal console, and it supported the use of compact discs, no more cassettes. It was very ambitious for its time, but ultimately failed. And the second commercial was from 93, and it was like it had the same aggressive context of not owning or not having a Sega CD yet, and it's very funny. Like I said, the products are based on this complement that was attached to the original console, the original Sega Genesis console. The target audience has to be, of course, kids and teenagers, even though some of the games were had graphic violence and maybe some raw, not so much as gore, but there were some aggressive video games out there at the time, but the audience was teenagers and kids. Maybe some young adults. The way that the commercial persuades or persuaded us in those times to actually buying the console was the idea of, hey, still don't own a Sega CD, or something like, what are you waiting for, Nintendo to make one? And it was pretty hilarious. The people that really had the consoles knew the difference, and it was a very big difference. It involved not only quality but also quantity. Even though Sega Genesis worked with third-party companies to produce the video games, Nintendo had its own library of video games, and the difference was pretty big in my opinion. One of finally, I want to mention that the most persuasive idea, or maybe the most persuasive approach, in my opinion, for these commercials, are the idea that they show you, like I said before, Thunderbolt, but in a lightning way. Like it's very raw, it's very direct, and they used to show you a lot of clips of video games you didn't own. So you had the idea like, maybe if I buy that console, I'm gonna have a bigger library and there are gonna be a lot of games to come, but it wasn't the case. Anyway, I think it's a very distinctive and unique piece of advertisement, and that will live on because Sega does what Nintendo don't. Thank you.